karma sannyasi is leaving the world and then keeping the mind in God. And a karma yogi is staying in the world and keeping the mind in God. So who is better? Our Indian culture will say sannyasi is better, right? But the Gita says reverse. You say, Narad ji, I am living in the world. How will I do your bhakti sadhana? He says it can be done in the world as well. This is where the principle of Karma Yoga comes in. Once we decide that the cause of bondage and liberation is not the body but the mind, then all you need to do is take your mind to God. Now, a karma sannyasi is leaving the world and then keeping the mind in God. And a karma yogi is staying in the world and keeping the mind in God. So who is better? Our Indian culture will say sannyasi is better, right? But the Gita says reverse. In Bhagavad Gita, Shree Krishna said, Arjun sannyasa karma yogascha nishreyasa karavubhav. Karma yoga and karma sannyas will both give that ultimate result. Because both of them have got their mind in God. So then, Arjun says, Maharaj, which one is better? Shree Krishna says, Tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. Better than karma sannyas is karma yoga. That means if there is a Baba who has left the world and only doing bhakti, and you are in the world, you are doing your worldly duties and also doing bhakti, you are better than the Baba. People are unnecessarily getting scared of Babas. Shree Krishna is saying you are better because you are doing this and you are also doing that. But the question is that how can the karma yogi achieve God realization then? Because God realization depends on the mind. And the karma yogi is attached the mind to God. But can the karma yogi achieve the highest realization? So, the living, blazing examples are the gopis themselves. The gopis were also karma yogis. Ever heard of the gopis carrying, all the symbols of sannyas with them? Of course not. They were ordinary village ladies. And they were doing all the works of their worldly setup. Yadohane vahanane mathano palem paprengkheng khana bharudito kshanamharjanadau gayanti jain manurakta dhiyo shrukantyo dhanya brajastriyo rukramachittayana. These gopis, they are milking the cow, applying cow dung in their house, putting the children to sleep. But their chit is in God. So now who can say that it is not possible to practice sadhana in the world? It doesn't mean dharma sannyas is a bad thing. Shree Krishna said it to Arjun. This is the Arjun Gita. And then he speaks to Uddhav. Uddhav is a sannyasi. That is the Uddhav Gita. There he gives a different philosophy. To Arjun he gives a different philosophy. But in reference to the context, we are validating the point that you can very well do your sadhana while staying in the world. And the point is basically this. You are doing karma. Everybody is doing karma. What you need to practice is the yoga, your mental state. And remember the previous sutra, you have to constantly practice. So the first practice has to be this, that take the world out from inside of yourself. As Ramakrishna Paramhans put it so brilliantly, that like the boat stays in the water, but the water doesn't stay in the boat. If the water comes in the boat, then the boat will go down. So you stay in the world, but don't let the world stay in you. And what is that? The attachment to the world. Mera, this is the happiness here, there's happiness there. This is the disturbing factor. All the mental disturbance, anger, greed, desire, this is all arising out of worldly attachment. Let that go. You say, is it possible, Swamiji? It is. A cashier works in the bank. The cashier is dealing with money. Such a thing, people get so attached, but the cashier is unattached. One day his dispensation is too much. He doesn't get disturbed. Worry, I had to dispense $500,000 today. Or one day the deposits are too many, he doesn't get elated. This all belongs to the bank, it is not mine. He has decided, it is not mine. I am just doing my duty. So we all know how to do our duty when there is no attachment. You know, like a shopkeeper. Shopkeepers usually have really good manners because that is their job. I had a satsangi many years ago. He had a watch shop. So he was telling me, Swamiji, I have to speak for 1 hour to sell one watch. So they will put on their best behavior, but no attachment. One shopkeeper, he had a cloth shop. So he was confessing to me that, Swamiji, when I sit in my shop in the morning, I take a pran. जो भी बोलेंगे झूठ ही बोलेंगे, झूठ के सिवाय कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे. So these shopkeepers, what are they doing? They are working without any attachment to the customer. No attachment. Now you have to extend that definition everywhere. No attachment anywhere. But continuing to do your duty. Extend it to your own family as well. The biggest culprit is your own family. That is where the mind is attached. And what is the proof of it? All the fights happen at home. See, because of the attachment. When you go to the office, there are Indian, Chinese, Mexican, Caucasian, European, they are all sitting and working. No fight is happening. They are all doing their duty. And you're coming back. In your little home, there are only 4 people. Mummy, Papa and Papu Tinku. And all day long fights are happening. Why? Because here there is attachment, so there's a rag and then dvesh and then rag and then dvesh. The temperature is rising and falling and rising and falling. So God says, look, don't be attached there as well. Just do your duty. Doing your duty means take the world out of you. Now, some people, they set the ideal example. There was a very Vidushi lady. The son, little son, was terribly sick. Her husband had gone to office and the son passed away. Now she was a scholar of the Vedas. So she had the strength. Spiritual strength comes from detachment. She had the strength to bear that. But she knew her husband would break. So she covered the body. And when the husband returned, she said, my dear hubby, you know, the neighbors borrowed something from me. And when I go to get it back, they start fighting with me. Husband said, that is totally unreasonable. It's your thing, you want to get it back, what are they fighting about? She said, they should not fight. Yes, they should not. Likewise, my dear husband, God had given us a little child. and God has taken his thing back. We should not fight with God. The husband said, "You mean he's gone?" She said, "Yes." Now he thought about it. He said, "You are right." So this is the detachment from inside. You take out the world and start doing your duty. And moment you are attached, now you are caught. The attachment will create expectations. This person should do this, this person should not do this. Those expectations will set the ground for frustrations, and that will give rise to anger, and anger will affect the intellect, and then things can go further. So, what do we need to practice? All the knowledge that we have heard, put it to practice. The world is not mine, God is mine. So either you leave the world and practice it in the Himalayas, or staying in the world you put it to practice. Now you can practice sadhana in the Himalayas, but the test of the sadhana will be in the world. You did sadhana in the Himalayas, and what is the test? One sadhu, Haridwar has the Kumbh Mela every 12 years. It's a big Kumbh. Of course, the Prayag Kumbh went way beyond. But Haridwar Kumbh is also a very big affair. And you got so many sadhus who come from the Himalayas. You didn't even know that there were so many sadhus in the caves there. So one sadhu, he came all the way to Har Ki Paudi. One Sethji, he also had thought, I'll go and earn some punya. And he also had gone to Haridwar for the sacred dip. So there's such a crowd. Sethji's shoe fell on the sadhu's foot. The sadhu was barefooted, and the poor sadhu's nail got scratched out. The sadhu became Aag Babula. He said, "Are you blind? Can you not see?" Then he regretted. What did I do? I did sadhana for 12 years, and in a moment it all disappeared. So the sadhana was done in the Himalayas, but the test of it was in the world. Now, even if you go to the Himalayas, the world will not leave you there. What do you think? The world will leave you. You can sit under a tree. One sadhu was sitting under a tree, and the bird would come to do wit on it, excreta on it. And the sadhu would get agitated and he would run after the bird. So even in the Himalayas, there are disturbing entities. And the point then is that you have to now start practicing. And that is the fun of it. Constant practice. It is not just the presence of God that you practice. You put to practice every bit of knowledge that you have heard. You have heard. See God in others. Now, do that again and again. Sri Maharaj, she says, Char achar me lakhu apno ishta kahanit pyare. In char and in achar, see the presence of your Ishta. Keep on practicing. Practice humbleness. Practice to offer your works to the Lord. That is the Karma Yogi. The Karma Yogi, whatever they are doing it for the pleasure of the Lord.
Discover the future at Jagadguru Kripalu University, offering BTech in Artificial Intelligence, Cybersecurity and Product Engineering, along with BCA, MCA, MBA, BBA. Apply today.